Alright everyone, and welcome to a battle replay commentary of Louen's quest battle, The Nightmare of Geheimnisnacht Eve. Now it is identified as the adventures of Gotrek and Felix here, which I find kind of funny, and I completed this on very hard difficulty. As I explained in that video, there is a lot of RNG, and it's not really a strategy that you would be able to copy 100%. You would have to try it probably quite a few times to get this done, but I will watch the replay and explain my strategy and maybe other things you could try. Okay then, so at the start of this battle, you have a pretty decent default army, especially with these Hippogriff Knights, the Grail Guardians, and the Paladin here along with the Damsel. Now Gotrek and Felix are in the middle of the map. The RNG elements revolve around them. They have a mind of their own. They go over here, they go up there. It also depends on where they start fleeing when their morale breaks. Yeah, it's a whole thing. But this is the strategy that I've done. What I didn't try was using my whole army to attack the army that's coming in from the left here, but I don't think it's possible because you can see just how many armies are waiting in the wings, essentially, as extra units start pouring in through all of the portals. So I think this strategy really is the only one you can do. If not, then please write a comment and tell me how you did it. But anyway, we have put the Blessed Field Trebs over here. This is basically just to get some units to run over there so we can free up maybe some of our main army. But most importantly, this strategy revolves around taking this kind of hit squad and taking the three Shadows Wizards. I believe one is actually Slaanesh, so two Shadow Wizards and a Slaanesh Wizard out as quickly as possible so that the entirety of their army breaks. And that is exactly what I do. I send everyone forward. And yeah, love the thematic world that we're in, the Slaaneshi world, but also love the Hippogriff Knights following their leader. And yeah, straight away, they always send these Seekers of Slaanesh down, and this is where the kind of RNG happens as well. That you can see here, these two, ignore them this time. I've had them run in there before. They always cast a spell across. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. This one hits quite badly. And then wherever this Exalted Lord goes is literally potluck as well. But I've tried to throw my Paladin in there just to keep them busy. In the meantime, like I've said, I've charged right into this Shadows Wizard, and I actually did a pretty good job right at the start. So I'm pretty proud of that. And then in the background, we have the Grail Guardians going in for a charge onto the Slaaneshi Wizard at the back. This is the first lot of reinforcements coming through already, and you can see my front lines have already been absolutely decimated, and even the Lord, the Paladin there, has had enough. In the meantime, that is the first one done, so I quickly click, and we are starting to move on to the next wizard. In the meantime as well, those Grail Guardians are trying their best to fight the wizard at the back. What I did with the Life Wizard was actually just drop a heal onto both Gotrek and Felix, but unfortunately the Exalted Keeper has decided that she doesn't want my damsel to be in this world any longer, and so completely and utterly rips her to shreds. So there's more reinforcements coming out. These are Chaos Warriors, which are just miserable to deal with. And yeah, on this side we have the wizard that they're trying to deal with, and the wizard here who's actually come down from the top of the portal there. Yeah, we're trying to beat them. Felix at this point has had enough. His morale has broken, and this is where I probably get the luckiest, in that Gotrek is fighting over here, and he's fighting a pretty easy set of demonettes. The rest of the army, thankfully, is chasing my army, and I clicked these archers back just to try and lure more of these kind of seeker chariots and the seekers themselves away. And so yeah, the other thing is that Felix moves off this way. I've had him move up here before. I've had him move off this way. I've had him move over there. Very luck based. But yeah, like I was saying, this positioning is pretty ideal. And when I was playing it in real time, I kind of didn't realize how lucky I'd kind of got there. But yeah. So we are just trying to nuke down this wizard as quickly as possible now. See, it's quite an epic battle, really. We're rushing our as fast as we can to get rid of them. The Chaos Spawner kind of half running back to save them, but kind of chasing Felix here, who was doing a moonwalk there for a second. And there we go, that is that wizard down. And this is where I got pretty scared, because if we look backwards, we have no damsel, our archers are all gone, and the Exalted Keeper has decided to try and chase after Louen and his hippogriffs. But I do manage to land right on top of it there, which keeps it kind of caught up, which is nice, because again, like I say, Gotrek is only having to deal with demonettes here, which is really actually what has won me this battle. And as we can see here, and this is where I got quite confused as well, I think her positioning is just really unlucky in the fact that she is kind of in this closed area where we can't really land properly. I think in hindsight here, I would have taken my Grail Guardians back and not had them covering the area here, which would have probably have given Louen a bit of a better landing as we watch him come in here. You can see at least we're pushing them back, but nobody is really hitting her. And there we go, Louen manages to land. But it is really just a mess here, and because the unit model is pretty small on the wizard, you can see she's there now. She's right under Lowen's mount, just there. And these, I think it's just these Grail Guardians are in the way. At this point, I click with the hippogriffs, and I'm obviously clicking with Louen. Yeah, I think these Grail Guardians maybe could have just moved out the way, and yeah, this kind of area here is just making us not being able to do that much damage onto her. But I will continue again. Yeah, unfortunately these hippogriffs are gone, and yeah, these hippogriffs as well. I mean, they last for so long there. Look, they're still fighting, which is an absolute win in my books. You can see, luckily as well, Felix is still on the run. This is good because it means that the enemies aren't bothered about him. If he was now to come back, he would probably run right into them and get absolutely slaughtered. You can see finally we're doing pretty decent damage to her. Louen and his mount are slapping her and destroying her. And yeah, the rest of the Slaaneshi army is just trying to come back. I think the Exalted Lord tries to get onto Felix here, and that's when I try and just land my paladin in there to try and keep them busy. But as we watch the last wizard go down here, which is any second, you can see Gotrek is so close to falling as well. He's on 700 HP at this point. And then Felix is deciding he wants to come back in. The wizard falls, and so does the entire Slaaneshi army. Chaos Warriors here just fleeing, and it is a Pyrrhic victory. And yeah, super close battle. Very, very chaotic. I mean, as it should be. You can see Felix was actually trying to run back. But yeah, that pathing there is just perfect, really, because he was out of the way of the battle and he was close to Louen, which was perfect. And then, like I said, Gotrek over here, I think he probably ended with about 600, maybe even 500 HP there. So yeah, no wonder it's a Pyrrhic victory there. But yeah, that is that quest battle. And hopefully you will all be able to replicate that. If you do, then please put a comment in. And if you enjoyed it, then please like and subscribe. And I shall see you all in the next one. Bye for now.